Hey guys, UberSwift back, coming at you with another Brawl Stars video. And today we're actually going to be continuing our series where we statistically determine the best brawlers on each map. If you guys don't know how I do this, I play 50 games of Showdown, record every single positioning through 1 to 10, except for my own, and then I add up all those brawlers' scores and divide them by how many times they appeared. So, for example, say Poco was seen twice, and he got second in one map and sixth on the other. You divide that by 2, and his average would be 4. I know it's a bit confusing, but it's how you determine the averages for things. But this series gets a lot of love. My last one got like 800 views, which is obviously a lot more than my channel. But yeah, let's get into it. We're going to be doing this for the map Passage, which is a new map, which has a lot of teamers on it, but I actually don't mind it. But yeah, let's get into it. At 23, we have Jean with a NA ranking, which is not available. During all 50 Showdown games, 500 positionings, Jean was only saw once. So I determined that it wouldn't be right to include him on here. It's not right. It's just other brawlers appeared like 40, 50 times, and he was only there once. So it wouldn't make sense. But at 22nd/21st, we have a tie between Colt and Bull, both of them with an average ranking of 6.4. Not the best. This map isn't the best for tanks. There is tanks that do well, but there's a lot of open space for ranged brawlers. Basically, if you're a tank, you got to get lucky that a squishy brawler ends up messing up. And Colt, I don't know why Colt's this low. Colt's honestly not that bad, but as you see later, Ricochet is not that far. So it's probably not the best for brawlers like that. At 20, we have Jessie with 6.357. Again, the map's new, so I haven't played it much more than the 50 games that I played for this video, so I don't really have a bunch of reasoning like I do for the rest. This is just meant to inform you guys. But that's the thing about this map. Ranged brawlers succeed because there's lots of space, but at the same time, tanks work pretty well too because there's lots of bushes to hide in. So it kind of contradicts itself. But yeah, Jessie at 20. At 19, we have Piper with 6.35. Again, Piper's is already not the best brawler for Showdown, so there's not much reasoning going into this. She's just not as good as her counterpart Brock, who has his super to defend himself, plus he does more damage up close. But yeah, Piper at 19. At 18, we have Daryl with 6.23. Daryl's not the toughest tank, but he certainly does help when trying to get in close to those squishy brawlers, and he's good at sabotaging. So when I play Daryl on this map, I just sit in bushes, and then I super toward a squishy brawler when they're close to me, and it almost always works. But yeah, Daryl at 18. At 17, we have Crow with 6.17. I'm very happy that Crow is finally starting to not be the worst brawler on every Showdown map. His slight buff to his super actually helped quite a bit. Now on this, I actually don't have Crow, so I don't really know how good he would be, but I've played with him before on like other friends' account and stuff. But yeah, Crow at 17. At 16, we have Pam with 6.13. This kind of surprised me because Pam is like a mixture of a ranged brawler and a tank at the same time. So I thought that she would be really good in this map, but I guess she just gets overpowered by other brawlers. At 15, we have Dynamite at 5.92. Dynamite's not bad. The thing about brawlers like Dynamite is you just got to get lucky with your shots. So some of the players that were playing Dynamite could have been really good and got high up, or they could be bad. Because Dynamite's a really easy brawler to not be very good with, because it's hard to guess where people will go. But yeah, Dynamite at 15. At 14, we have one of my personal favorite brawlers, Ricochet, at 5.8. I just love Ricochet. He's not the best on this map, but when you have his super, or not his super, sorry, when you have his star power, it's not overpowered, but it's just so easy to help you battle against tanks. It really comes in handy. But yeah, Ricochet at 14. At 13, we have Brock at 5.71. Brock is just a much better decision than Piper on this map. Piper might rule Bounty, but Piper has nothing. Piper has nothing on Brock on a map like this. Brock is already a shotgun-like brawler because his rockets do so much damage. You could burst fire a brawler if they sabotage you and actually stand a chance. Not to mention, you could just use your super in a bush and you could probably take out a brawler because there's so many bushes on this map, you're likely to take out somebody. But yeah, Brock at 13. At 12, we have Bo at 5.65. This is actually the lowest Bo has been on any of these videos, and I think this is my 5th one, 6th one, I'm not sure. Bo's usually really high up on Showdown just because his mines help so much. When you get into the last couple brawlers, you can just put your mines in the middle and the brawlers are basically forced to go into it. But yeah, this map probably isn't the most viable for him because he doesn't do the most damage, and usually it's his mines that are making him get those high places. But yeah, Bo at 11. Bo at 12, sorry, not 11. At 11, we have Penny with 5.52. Penny's just an all-around good brawler. The good thing I like about Penny on Showdown is that at the beginning of the game, she really comes in handy. What I mean by that is she can use her main attack, which can go through things and do more damage, to actually take out tanks head-on-head, like one-on-one. She's just really useful. Not to mention her turret motor, can be used to detect enemies in bushes. So it really helps. Rounding out the top 10, we have Leon at 5.32. As you can see, Leon being at 10th proves that he's still a really good brawler, but he has regressed a bit. He's finally not Leon, who was first in every game mode. He's now Leon, who's just a good brawler. But yeah, his super can be good at sneaking up on people. Again, if he gets sabotaged by a tank, he's not always going to win, so that's why he's probably at about 10. At 9, we have Nita with an even 5. Nita, if you guys watch these videos, Nita is always about average. On this video, she's a bit above average, but this just shows where she always is. She's not a bad brawler, but she's not the best brawler. She's just an average brawler, so you can count on her to get things done. Not to mention her main attack is good at peeking over walls. At 8 and 7, we have a tie between Tara and Frank at 4.75. Frank is good because you can just sit in a bush and use your super, instantly stun someone, and then just take them out if you have enough boxes and do enough damage. And then Tara is just always going to be good because of her super. I find that with not counting brawlers with their super, Tara is the worst brawler in the game. But her super, it's just so amazing. You can bring somebody in, do like 1,000 damage to them, and then most of the time kill them. But yeah, Tara and Frank at 8 and 7. At 6, we have Mortis with 4.54. While Mortis isn't obviously the best brawler who would be able to one-on-one people, with his main attack, he's always going to have a chance. His fast movement speed can get him out of any situation, basically. And sometimes he can sit in a bush and just destroy squishy brawlers. And then once you have like 5-6 boxes on him, it's really hard to beat him in a one-on-one when you're in the final 2. At number 5, we have Shelly with 4.43. This didn't shock me, but at the same time it did. On every video, Shelly is usually 20th, 17th, 15th, really, really low. And that's just because of how much she's used. If you have a Shelly who places first, and then 3 other Shellys in the same game that get 10, 9, and 8, your average is going to be like 7 or 6. So that's usually why Shelly is so low, because she's the most popular brawler, and lots of people play her, which means a lot of people get last. But it was actually quite different on this. When I was doing the rankings, you had a Shelly first almost every single game. And if not first, it was always second, third, or fourth. Very rarely did, I think, let me just check. I have it written down. Shelly was seen 51 times in 50 games, and she only got last twice, which is crazy. As opposed to our last place brawler, which was Colton Bull, who was last like almost every game. But yeah, Shelly at 5 with a surprisingly really good score. At 4, we have Poco with 4.42. I'm winning a game of Showdown with him, as you guys see right now. Poco is just one of my favorite brawlers in the game. The reason why I think brawlers like Poco are so high is that you go into a game of Showdown knowing you're not the most powerful. I know that sounds weird, but you'll hide in bushes. You'll be more cautious as opposed to a bull that would just go out in any situation thinking he could win and then ultimately getting killed. But yeah, that's why Poco is so high, I believe. At 3, we have Primo with 4.41. Primo's already good because he can sit in bushes and sabotage people, but it's probably his super that makes him so high. You could have one low across the map, and then you could just super on top of him, and most of the time kill him. Because, yeah. But that's what makes Primo so viable. And yeah, Primo at 3. At 2, we have Spike with 4.12. No surprise here. Everybody knows that Spike's been in the meta for like, 3-4 months. Spike's good on every game mode. His super is really, really good. He can heal himself and damage people, and he's just a great brawler. And at number 1, we have Barley with 3.87. But a little bit of a surprise because Barley got nerfed a bit, but same thing with Poco. If you know you're the worst brawler, then you're going to become more cautious. But yeah, Barley at 1. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thanks for all the support on the last